Hello and welcome to UC Irvine match between two teams playing to try to get into the NA Collegiate Championship program. My name is Daniel Vegematic Tan and I am here to shoutcast this game. On the blue side we have Siegs in the jungle, MFW Jessica Jung in the support lane, Chicken Flakes in AD carry, Calcix Junsu possibly in the top lane, and Mango Mike on the mid lane. And as for the purple team, we have Oquanum on the top lane, It's Hallelujah on the AD carry role, Tenchi Miku on the support role, and Eureka on the jungle. We also have Tizera in the mid lane representing LeBlanc. So, a little bit of background information in this game. This is game 2. I managed to actually miss game 1, unfortunately. But this is a best of 3 series, so we are just joining them in to see if the blue team can make a comeback and hopefully get back into the game. Now, a little bit of information as I arrange the laners in their proper with proper orientation. The mid laners are both very skill based, and Orianna is a very safe pick, while as LeBlanc is a very burst pick. It's a very high risk, more like a high risk, high reward pick in my opinion, in which if you do pretty bad early game, you're probably gonna fall off late game. Evelynn is also a pretty strong pick too, as with the new stealth changes into the stealth ward changes in season 4, her ganks are actually going to be pretty devastating, because even if you place a pink ward down there, it's just gonna be instantly destroyed. It's pretty hard to get a gank going. You pretty much have to play passive once you see an Eve come out there. As for the AD carry picks, Ashe versus Ezreal, just a good old classic Ashe versus Ezreal pickup. Hecarim versus Evelynn will also be pretty interesting too. Late game, it's more of Hecarim initiation chained with Orianna Shockwave versus the Evelynn ambush from behind. Rammus, however, is a pick by Oquanum, a common pick that pick that you'd see top lane before the Rammus changes. However, it looks like an invade coming out from blue team. Eureka is actually going to get instantly deleted by Hecarim here, and red team cannot do anything to stop it. Looks like they're just gonna get away with doing it with a hitch. But it also looks like a lane swap is coming in. Look at that. Oquanum has already set his sights down on bot lane, and Hallelujah and Tenchi Miku decide to go right up to the top lane by walking. It's kind of strange. Normally you'd probably just have recalled, but I guess they didn't, and they're heading back up top. It also looks like Eureka is going to be forced to start on his red, while Siegs actually gets a huge advantage. By picking up that early blue, he gets a chance to do all of his buffs right away, and he's going to be able to gank with a level advantage while Evelynn falls behind. The thing with Evelynn is that even if she falls behind, she can still farm, because being stealth, you don't know where she is at all times, and she gets really low. I just see on the marker here, she gets dangerously low. Probably forced to back right away. Eureka actually going to have to recall, because doing a buff without a leash is actually pretty dangerous for Evelynn, as she's very fragile in the jungle. Rammus, however, is actually gonna hold on his own while this is happening, because Rammus is very tanky and he can farm pretty well under tower. But before the changes, according to the Reddit post that I read one time, last hitting under tower is actually gonna be pretty difficult. Calcix Junsu actually picks himself up a blue buff because he needs one to get ahead in levels, because in a lane swap you're gonna be falling behind in CS. So he decides to take I think he also took the Wolf Camp, but he decides to take the blue buff to get ahead in levels in EXP, just so that he can stay ahead of Oquanum. Oquanum didn't get a chance to take any of that. Siegs, however, decided not to take the blue buff because he already owns one himself. And Eureka actually deciding to do his red buff again. It looks like he's going to get dangerously low. It's actually probably going to be really bad if he does the red buff without a leash. Looks like Junsu is actually going to get caught out by a hook by Tenchi Miku. He's actually going to go deep. And will it be enough? It's going to be a first blood. Or it's not going to be first blood. My bad. Our first blood's already picked. Second blood. Hallelujah actually manages to pick up a kill with the help of Tenchi Miku. They dive Calcix Junsu right away. A blue buff transfer goes straight onto Hallelujah. That's going to be a great advantage for Red team, as Red team now decides to recall Red team's bot lane, or now top lane at the moment, decides to recall back to base. Now, what I can see here is that Rammus is actually just sitting back and farming, starting off with cloth armor to try to, mitigate the damage that he takes, but it's actually quite a bit of damage. Look at that, just a lot of damage coming in to Rammus. Can't last it without taking a bit of harass from Annie. Annie support, along with Leona, and Thresh right now are the top 3 supports. Jessica Jung actually plays a pretty strong support, but so does Tenchi Miku. Each of these players have a large amount of strength and are competing at a pretty high level. So right now, Rammus Rammus is sitting there dancing his way around, but there's nothing that he can do about that. There's nothing he can do about last hitting or getting denied right here. He's just gonna miss some EXP, get zoned out. Hallelujah up here sitting down with a blue buff. But let's have a look at the mid lane real quick. We're gonna see how different things are going with the mid lane. See, Tizera is actually ahead by 12 CS. That's a pretty big deficit compared to Orianna. Orianna is pretty fast at wave clear, but so is LeBlanc, depending on how you play LeBlanc. I see from Bjergsen's guide that you actually max W first, if I remember correctly, or something. The dash, but Tizera is actually going for all-in mode by maxing Q first. Sigil Silence. The Sigil Silence will actually deal a lot of damage and probably burst down Mango Mike pretty quickly. Mango Mike has decided to go Doran's Ring, so he's actually trying to get some little AP. See if he can actually try to push the lane down with the extra AP. I like playing Orianna on my own, and I can see that he's going for an aggressive start, and I don't think it's working out for him in my opinion, but that's just me. Anyway, going on with other lanes, let's take a look back at the bottom lanes. This bottom lane's turret's dangerously low, nearly less than 500, less than 600 health, almost at 500. Very, very low. It's gonna get taken down soon, which means that it's not gonna be a good sign. That's gonna give blue team a big gold lead early on in the game. They're gonna probably take Dragon out of it too. But at top lane, blue team's turret sits at nearly full health. Instead of actually pushing the lane to try to grab the tower early, they're actually just sitting up there and denying CS. But Tenchi Miku actually going a little, standard zoning on Calcix Jinzu. But Hallelujah's decision here is he wants to sit and farm in a frozen lane. But the problem with the farming in frozen lane is that you want to stay ahead in CS. But in this case, he's actually far behind in CS. He's about 11 behind. He's way farther behind than necessary. And it seems that with all of even though you have a kill, it's not really going to make a big difference, because if you take a look at the gold is roughly the same, if not Ashe's farther ahead. And they're going to be even further ahead when they take this dragon over here, because nothing can be done by red team to stop it. The only thing that I could see here is Eureka trying to get a gank going, but Eureka is 2 levels behind because he's been dangerously put low by the red buff early on. He had to recall twice. So now Eureka is actually pretty much hit pretty hard, and he's just forced to farm all game long until he can get level 6 and try to maybe possibly get a stealth gank going on there. But it's not going to be enough. I mean, Evelynns are pretty squishy, and unless a gank can go off perfectly, it's not going to be a good sign. But now looks like blue team's going to decide to push mid right away. Orianna is 6. Mango Mike can just drop a shockwave in at any time he wants and probably take out Tizera. But Tizera's not going to I don't think Tizera's going to let that happen. Now blue buff just came back up. It is around 7 minutes, and blue team is already capitalizing on it. But red team also responds by pinging right away on the enemy team blue buff, possibly giving their blue buff to Tizera or straight away to Eureka, who's far behind in levels. And there we have it. Hallelujah actually hits 6 right before Chicken Flakes hits 6 on Ashe, and he's actually now further ahead in CS. Oh, the gank comes in, the home guard teleport. The home guard teleport from the top lane. Rammus actually comes in, actually managed to kill Calcix Jinzu right away, and Hallelujah picks up that kill right away. It was amazing. This is why Aquanum is actually known for his aggression with Rammus, whether it be top or jungle. And a long time ago when I used to play with him in competitive scene, he did manage to do quite a bit of those, and he actually picks up some kills and actually gave an advantage to the team by doing such plays. By picking up Ninja Tabi with Home Guard, it's pretty much I believe it's the cheapest set of boots with Home Guard that you can afford, and he just rushed in with Teleport and, well, got a perfect gank off, unsuspecting of a kill. Oh, there goes the ultimate from Siegs coming off, arcade shift, nyan, 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 and actually picks up Eureka. Well, Eureka actually getting really low. It's actually not going to escape Siegs. Eureka, since he's very fragile, gets killed, and Tenchi Miku also gets killed by Calcix Jinzu, each of them getting a solo kill. Siegs actually making a really nice play up there. Hallelujah was not with him. Hallelujah actually dealing a lot of damage to Siegs. Can he actually get Siegs? No, he cannot, because Calcix Jinzu is over there. But he actually pushed Siegs dangerously low. Hallelujah actually forced to sit back at his tower, while Aquanum's down here at bot lane pushing his lane. It's actually going back and forth right now, but the gold lead goes straight onto blue team as they picked up a dragon and a tower. So an ultimate going off onto Hallelujah, but that's not going to hit anything anytime soon. Pings going off all over the map, a lot of places. But right now, Eureka's goal is to try to get to a 6 as soon as get to level 6 as soon as possible. Siegs is already still 2 levels ahead of him. It's actually not going to be a good sign for him if he keeps waiting and stalling in lane any further. At this rate, Taizera actually, Jessica Jung actually taking a big amount of damage from Taizera, but Mango Mike is going to just keep Jessica Jung alive. Tenchi Miku actually showing up for some early aggression. Eureka is over there. Eureka finally, Eureka finally hit level 6. Only 1 level deficit down from there. The Death Sentence goes on to Mango Mike. The Shockwave comes across, actually pulling people in. The Tiber's actually missing, I believe. And Jessica Jung actually takes a large amount of damage. Ignite going off. Ignite dies. A ward dropped right away onto the ground. But everyone will manage to escape. A clean 1-for-0 exchange. People put dangerously low. And Siegs actually managing to head back to the mid lane. Mango Mike with 0 mana, forced to recall. Everyone recalling right away. But this might be a turret for blue team as it's placed. A pause coming around. As I was saying, this turret might be going down on. Yeah, this turret might be going down to blue team's side as. Oh my. A turret might be going down because blue team's aggression early was very powerful. But a pause coming out. Looks like we're gonna have a pause here, so I can't scroll around the map at the moment. But let's take a look at some items while we're waiting for a player to reconnect. So you can see here that Taizera in the mid. We're just gonna take a look at the mid laner since they, he DC'd first. The mid laner Taizera currently sits with a needlessly large rod, 2 Doran's rings, and a pair of boots. He's also got 500 gold in his pocket, so he's not gonna be able to. Once he recalls, he's not really gonna be able to buy anything. But comparing it to Mango Mike's Orianna is only sitting 600 gold behind, despite having just 30 CS, around 30 CS and a kill down. Early snowballing has made it so early snowballing has been nerfed, so it made it so that it's really hard to get an item advantage early. The only difference between Mango Mike and Taizera's builds is one Doran ring and a boot, and that's pretty much it. Just there's a couple CS behind, but right now Mango Mike's actually decided to go back, and he's also at 500 gold, so he's probably just gonna buy a pair of boots or another ring and head back into lane. As for Eureka compared with Siegs, Siegs already finished his first jungle item, the income item, the Spirit of the Ancient Lizard, the Spirit of the Elder Lizard, whereas Eureka has not finished, or he's actually working on his build for the Spectral Wraith. He's already got his hands onto the Fiendish Codex and Spirit Stone. He's actually still trying to work up there. Hallelujah, just firing his wave up at top lane, trying to see if top lane is actually getting pushed down. Top lane's still at full health. Both turrets actually, they're at full health. Yes, they are. And it seems that Oquanum is actually going to stay at bot lane, trying to push his way down, just going around warding. Siegs actually sticking at bot lane. Dragon is going to be up in about a minute 50 seconds. So either red team, one team or the other has to capitalize on this. But the gold difference is still the gold difference, despite being 1 dragon and a tower down, is only 200 gold. That just shows how much advantage red team has in I guess CS alone, because CS alone, if you look at it, the only person behind, aside from the support because it's only 4 CS, the only person behind is Eureka. Oquanum, Taizera, and Hallelujah already have a large CS lead and even a couple kills on each one of them, and a couple of assists as well. Oh, Aquana taking a large amount of damage from Siegs. Actually forced to pop his ulti into defensive curl. I think he might have to back. Teleport is not up for Aquana. He's probably going to get this lane pushed down. A lot of CS going to be denied at bot tower, but oh no, Aquana decides not to go back, and he actually just going to stick down there and try to push it back. Rushing a chain vest onto Rammus. Pretty much Rammus just goes full tank, no damage, and he just does a massive amount of damage based on the amount of armor he has, if I remember his scaling ratios. Oh, the arrow goes off onto Hallelujah. The shockwave comes across right away. Siegs coming in. The wombo combo. A lot of people taking low. That's 2 down straight onto Annie. Right away, Jessica Jung picking up 2 kills. Hallelujah unable to kite. Siegs actually picking up a kill right away. That's a 3-for-0 exchange right onto blue team. That was an amazing shockwave, an amazing arrow from Chicken Flakes. Actually starting off the team fight. Siegs follow-up was amazing as well. Just a major amount of chain CC. Unable to stop anyone. The Tibbers didn't even go off on Jessica Jung. He still has it on cooldown, which means that the amount of damage that could have been done, or the amount of CC, the amount of damage that could have been outputted from Annie was just not outputted. Oh, it looks like Eureka actually trying to go in, he did drop the, yes he did, he dropped his ult trying to attempt to steal. Quantum actually trying to see if he could try to kill Jessica Jung, but it's not going to work as Hallelujah will pick up that kill instead. Nobody can chase, but Quantum's actually trying his best to try to get into range, but it's, Rammus is not as fast as Hecarim, and looks like they're all gonna have to back up. But Dragon Hat is alive. Calcus Junsu is actually just gonna remain at top. He does not have teleport. He's just gonna split push top. Eureka and the rest of the red team actually decide to take the dragon. They need to get back into this game. Having those 3 kills taken away from them shows the fact that the chain CC from Chicken Flakes, Mango Mike, and Siegs is very, very detrimental. Very well played, as if one player manages to land a CC stun onto it, it's pretty much a dead team if they all group together like that down in mid tower again. Deji Mika going around killing off pink wards. It's like they're going to be pretty different, but right now because of those 3 kills, a couple of towers were picked up. Mid tower and top tower were picked up by Calcix Junsu and the rest of the blue team. 2 towers and 1 dragon are currently in possession of blue team, whereas red team only has a dragon, which is why they are about 2,000 gold, 2,200 gold behind. Very, very close game right now. It's anybody's game, of course. It's only 14 minutes in. You can see here that while Hallelujah has 3 kills, Chicken Flakes is sitting back with 4 kills, almost as if he's a support, as Annie took a double kill earlier with the raw damage. Looks like Tizera actually going in. Oh, another arrow comes off right away, but Hallelujah actually flashing out, but it's not going to be enough as Siegs goes in and drops a fear on him. Actually going to get an insta-kill. Mango Mike picks that up. That's going to be 1 kill for them. Blue team decides to back off and re-engage very soon. Shockwave did not go off, so that's going to be another expectancy that blue team can drop onto them. Tenchi Miku, oh, here comes O'Quantum with the power ball, but it's not going to be enough. He's actually going to stop in his tracks. Eureka, a little bit out of position. Death Sentence goes off onto Siegs. Tenchi Miku actually going in with the Death Sentence, boxing up the box, but he's actually going to get eliminated right away. And O'Quantum and Tizera cannot do anything. Hallelujah, True Shot Barrage goes off. It's not going to do much. Kalkazumsu actually taking quite some damage, but it's not going to be too much that he can handle. He can just sit there and just deal a massive amount of damage. Tizera, forced under 40% health, he's going to have to either be or stay and risk getting killed. 9 kills onto blue team side. That's a couple kills picked up for nearly free because nobody died in exchange. 2 for 0 exchange for blue team. A 4,700 gold difference, almost 5,000 gold difference at just 15 minutes in the game. Even taking a look at the statistics individually, the global objectives were taken by blue team, so that's what really stretched their gold so far. Right now, Siegs is very, very large in terms of the fact that he's already got his Merc Treads and he's probably working on another item. He's coming back with 1,600 gold, possibly buying, say, a Sunfire Cape or a Randuin's Omen. Because, yeah, he's working on Randuin's Omen based on what he just built, a Warden's Mail. But and a Home Guard too. But his power right now is very, very, very detrimental to the red team because while he's got about 2 items and we're currently working on the 3rd. The arrow comes across, but it's actually going to get dodged by Hallelujah's Arcane Shift. Oh, Quantum making a little juke. Oh, Siegs comes in, actually manages to get an auto attack, a Q, and then a Shockwave coming across, actually throwing off his ultimate, fearing 2 people. Hallelujah actually going away. Oh, Quantum cannot grab the lantern, unfortunately. He's actually going away. The Death Sends onto Mango Mike, try to get into disengage. Tenchi Miku actually has to go away. Oh, Quantum taking quite a bit of damage, actually able to make it out. Hallelujah actually trying to push them, getting them low enough to disengage. But like I was saying earlier, Siegs is actually quite strong right now. He's got almost 3 items, whereas Eureka is only barely working on its 2nd item. And by items, I also include the boots because Merc Treads with Home Guard is actually a full item. Here comes Tenchi Miku, actually gets his red buff stolen. Red team. Oh, the Death Sentence onto Calcix Jinsu. The flay goes across. Will they continue to engage? No, they will not decide to keep going. They're actually just going to back and clear the red buff and just try to get another gank going. A 5,600 gold lead. Oh, oh no, the Powerball ran out. Looks like O'Quantum's actually going to have to disengage. Oh, so Tizera managed to use a Mimic ulti with the dash and forced Calcix Jinsu to burn his flash to get away. He did not want to get chained right there because the burst from multiple people will instantly destroy him, and that's just going to give him a free red buff, which he does not want to just give away. You can see here that Ezreal's also Hallelujah's already also finished his Trinity Force, whereas Chicken Flakes is working on his Infinity Edge, a general core, a big core item on Ashe, as you know it stacks with Ashe's passive. Her next attack will automatically crit. But Sieg's actually just going here, actually stalling, actually forcing the crap out of, forcing the red team to actually disengage from blue buff because it's saying this is our buff now. And ooh, it looks like another pause coming in, another DC coming up. It looks like they're gonna have to reconnect. I'm gonna take a look at the items again. So as for top lane right now, they have a we have Calcix Junsu already completed his build. He already completed, he didn't complete his build. He completed a Gnasher's Tooth, which is actually a pretty cool item on Kayle. And the other item being he's actually working on a amplifying tome, and I actually don't know what the amplifying tome is actually going to build into. But as for Oquanum's already finished his Sunfire Cane. He's got 300 gold. Around this time, he's probably just going to build more armor or magic resist, depending on the team. I'd suggest something like a Banshee's Veil to keep himself extremely tanky, but the gold difference between them is about 1,100. As for the junglers, Siegs already has 7,000 gold, and he's already got 1,000 gold in the bank, ready to be spent. So he's as soon as he goes back to base, he's already got the Randuin's Omen, his third item of the game. Whereas Eureka, he is falling a little bit behind because of the blue steel and early problematic red start without a leash. He is 2,800 gold behind and 3 deaths down, whereas Siegs has not died yet, which is why Siegs is 2 levels above Eureka, and Eureka is only sitting at 4,200 gold with 600 gold in the bank. And if Eureka wants to deal anything right now, Eureka usually goes a Deathfire Grasp at this time. So Deathfire Grasp would be a pretty strong item to start off team fights and whatnot. But it's going to be pretty hard to build because with 1,000 gold is going to be pretty hard to earn on an Evelynn that's far behind. As for mid laners, LeBlanc usually rushes a Deathfire Grasp as well. So that's what Tizera is working on right now, just working on that Deathfire Grasp. Whereas Orianna, who's only 4 CS behind and 6 assists above Tizera, he's actually going for, I believe with the Fiendish Codex right there, he is probably going for 90% chance, I'm sure he's going for the Athenes, because Orianna spends a lot of mana, and a lot of the mana could be mitigated with Athenes because the mana regeneration from Athenes is pretty great. But now blue team decides to push down all together, a 5-man push onto bot lane with Tenchi Miku at top lane. They see that, they don't see any chance of them initiating. Oquanum actually going around circle with Powerball. See if he can try to intimidate them. He gets a Powerball off, but he's not going to taunt them. Oquanum actually going to have to get, he's probably going to die. A taunt going up, a arrow coming up, Siege going in deep. Eureka actually coming in, he actually pops the ulti, it's not going to be enough. Death Sentence comes across, Tenchi Miku actually going in, dropping the box. Tenchi Miku taking quite a bit of damage, the shockwave comes across, Eureka actually taking a bit of damage. Hallelujah comes in, trying to see if he can get some kills, but he's not going to be able to get any kills. And Tizera actually also put dangerously low, even after dropping his combo off, it's not going to be enough. So that exchange was actually a 2 for 3, almost 4 for the blue team. While the blue team lost their 80 carry with 8 assists and Calcix Junsu. While red team actually lost their support, jungler, and top laner. Right now, that's going to be pretty hard. Home Guard teleport come in, but it's not going to be enough. He couldn't get into them in time. It was actually really, really, really close. Teleport actually going to be burned down, but instead of pursuing any further, they're going to decide to do Dragon. Hallelujah actually trying to get his gold, get some gold for the team with a Quantum. They're going to need every ounce of gold they can get. Towers, dragons, barons, objectives, buffs, everything they can, as blue team's dominance is, you know, showing quite well here, as they just instantly obliterated that tower without any fear. Normally you'd be a little bit intimidated because of the power that Rammus possesses, but in this case, blue team was not afraid at all. Hallelujah actually catching Junsu out, but he's actually going to get caught out himself. The arrow comes up for Chicken Flakes. Ooh, it actually managed to hit. Barrier popped, and Hallelujah goes down right away. Chicken Flakes managing to pick up his first kill of the game. Now, with Infinity Edge finish and probably going for something with that dagger, probably a Static Shift. Blue team's going for Baron as well. A ward goes off for Tenchibiku. Can a steal be possible? Taizera is down bot, which means he's gonna take some time to get up to the Baron, which gives them the chance to do the Baron. Gives blue team the chance to do Baron. But here comes the question: can Tenchibiku manage the steal? I don't think he's gonna manage the steal. In fact, they're just gonna try to, yeah, they're just gonna grab it. It's a free Baron for them, no hesitation whatsoever. Eureka cannot do anything to stop it. Eureka is really far behind. He's trying his best to get back into the game just by farming. But that's all you can do if you're a little far behind at the jungle. Just farm constantly. Ganks are gonna be pretty tough, you know, because if you're behind, you can't gank most of the time. What's going off? Anti-support actually building a pretty decent items as well. Sorcerer's Shoes rather than mobility boots like the standard generic build. But Sorcerer's Shoes, because she got fed and she can deal a large amount of damage, the raw damage that Annie puts out is pretty scary. So going Sorcerer's Shoes without any AP, or actually 80 AP. 80 AP is quite a lot. But wow, this is just a free turret right away for blue team. They just take it uncontested. And right now, Taizera and Tenchibiku actually decided to stay mid lane. Barely calling right now. That's going to be pretty bad. Tenchibiku actually hitting up there. Eureka actually sticking on the side. See if you can try to ambush them. But now blue team's just going to rotate right away to mid and see if they can take out the mid inhibitor. This is actually going to be a pretty difficult game for red team if they actually want to come back. If they go it seems that, yeah, if they want to come back, they're going to have to sit back and peel carefully, because right now Siegs and Mango Mike can just chain their CC together with a wombo combo. On top of that, Chicken Flakes and Jessica June can just jump on top right away with the double initiation. A Flash Tibbers chain with an arrow, or vice versa, an arrow chain with a Flash Tibbers sets up an initiation for blue team for Siegs to activate his Pony Express ultimate and chain it with the Shockwave coming in, pulling as many people as possible. It's very, very scary to see the amount of CC. Here comes a Quantum. Actually, no, he's actually gonna just decide to back even with Home Guard. Actually, a little bit scared. A lot scared. The Death Sentence goes off on Chicken Flakes. Tenchibiku decides to go in, drops in the box. He gets instantly melted down. He's not going to die just yet. Taizera actually managed to pick up the kill onto Calcus Junsu, and Chicken Flakes actually managed to sit back and kill Eureka, but that's going to be a 1-for-1 exchange. Calcus Junsu being traded for Eureka, 0-5-4 onto Eureka, whereas Calcus Junsu is 3-4 and 6. Actually, since Eureka is actually worth less gold each time, Calcus Junsu actually is a valuable asset, because Calcus Junsu has actually managed to pick up some kills and some assists as well. So gold for gold, and a kill onto Taizera, who is having a little bit of connection issues, probably lost some farm because of lag or something. But that's pretty good. That's pretty good. And the gold deficit is still about 7,900 or to 10,000, or no, not 10,000, 8,000. Very, 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 very far deficit. But if they can keep this up for quite some time, if they can drag this out to about 30-40 minutes, maybe there is a chance that the red team can win. If a Death Sentence lands on the correct target, such as, say, Chicken Flakes right away, and Tenchibiku doesn't die instantly, then they could possibly have a chance to take out Chicken Flakes and possibly turn a game around somehow. But right now, it's going to be pretty difficult to see who is going to win this game, because right now, while blue team pushes on endlessly by having 6 towers and Baron buff with the regeneration, red team actually sits at 0 towers. They're not going to be able to push very strong. Oh, Quantum actually coming in with the flash circle power ball. Taizera actually putting dangerously low. He's actually going to live. Chicken Flakes gets shoots an ulti, actually hits Quantum. Quantum getting very low. Sieg's actually getting pulled by the Death Sentence and flayed away. He's actually going to get escape. Chicken Flakes actually going in. The volley actually not enough damage to actually kill Quantum. Quantum will manage to escape. That's a 1-for-1 exchange. Eureka actually managed to die during that fight. He's actually 164. He also picked up a kill himself. He picked up the kill on Calcus Junsu. So they keep trading the similar trades. Calcus Junsu just gets traded for Eureka each time. But Eureka managed to finally finish his Deathfire Grasp. Now he's actually a little bit stronger. He actually didn't pop it during the last team fight. He probably died too quickly to actually pop it. Whereas LeBlanc is probably working for Deathfire Grasp or Void Staff. Or, I mean, she's already finished his Deathfire Grasp. But Taizera is actually probably working on Death Cap right now. What I can see here is the difficulty and the struggle that that red team is trying to pull. They're trying to take towers, but they can't, because every time they try to take a tower, someone is already ready there to clear the wave and defend. For wave clear, red team doesn't have as much. That's probably why they can't push so much. And compared to blue team, volley and a QW, a volley and a command QW pretty much from Orianna instantly takes out the wave. Whereas red team doesn't have much wave clear except for LeBlanc and probably Eureka. And Dragon's about to be up soon, so it's probably going to be uncontested for them. Yeah, I'd say it's uncontested, but Baron also spawns in 2 minutes. Dragon is just not going to be contested because there's nothing to happen. It's just going down way too fast for anybody to try to steal it. It's just going to get smited, and Hecarim picks up the Dragon. It's going to extend the gold lead by, right now, it's still currently sitting at 8,000. But an arrow comes off. He flashes it, but he still gets hit. Sieg's actually grabbing it. Can he grab the lantern? No, he cannot because of the fear. And Calcus Junsu actually pick up that kill. Tizera actually manages to put top split push to LeBlanc. Very strong. I think that's what's going to happen. Once their first tower, still an 8,600 gold lead, difference, almost 9,000 gold. As the True Shot Barrage comes off, a taunt going on to Mango Mike. Oquanum actually pushed back by Siegs. Oquanum getting dangerously low. The shockwave comes across, actually misses completely. Tizera actually managed to pick up a kill onto Jessica Jung, but blue team will push on the aggression because as a sacrifice support, that's no big deal. They're gonna take the turret, but they're not gonna take the inhibitor just yet. They're gonna decide to back, and red team actually decides to go forward. Oquanum actually manages to get the power ball off, get the taunt off with the home guard power. Rammus constantly going and pressuring from base. He's gonna pick up a kill. Tizera is on a killing spree, picks up a kill right away. Slowly get the team back in the deficit. The gold difference is now 8,000 still. Always constantly at 8,000 from 8,000. Yeah, always constantly at 8,000 despite being 6 towers down, just like before. Now that you can see that Baron will be spawning in 30 seconds. So the choice right here is going to be difficult. Will red team decide to push forward and grab towers, or will they decide to defend Baron and probably take Baron if they could? Because a fight might occur at Baron. Mango Mike actually picking up blue buff. It's going to take time because he's out of mana. But Oquanum actually taking some tower shots. A little too much aggression. They're taking too many tower shots. It's really bad. He's still tanking the tower. Actually, the Death Ends go in. The Hallelujah True Shot Barrage comes across. Jessica Jung actually gets taken down by Hallelujah. And Hallelujah still going deep. Actually manages to pick up. Yes, he actually does manage to pick up a double kill. Tenchi Biku actually dropping exhaust onto him, lowering his armor for Hallelujah to deal enough damage to him. Sieg's actually going in and actually getting the fear off. Oquanum actually taunting him before he can do anything. Tizera cannot burst him, and Calcus Jutsu places the ultimate. LeBlanc goes the opposite direction. Hallelujah actually trying his best to juke away from Calcus Jutsu, but Calcus Jutsu is moving way too fast for that. He actually gets a double kill onto Calcus Jutsu, and Tizera, one of the 2 only members remaining alive, as Eureka decides to stay bot lane and split push constantly because that's all Eureka decides to do. Since I'm gonna die in team fight, Eureka's probably thinking I'm gonna die too many times in team fights. How about I just split push you guys and grab a tower? He did manage to grab a tower. Now blue team's only 5 towers up, but Chicken Flakes actually managed to pick him up. An arrow going off. He's probably not gonna be able to get away. I don't think Eureka's gonna die after that. But so a couple exchanges going off. Tenchi Miku actually doing a really good job pressuring Mango Mike to drop off his spells before going away. Hallelujah picking up a few kills, trying his best to carry the team pretty much. But blue team decides to do Baron right away without Chicken Flakes, but it seems that they don't even need Chicken Flakes. Siegs is ridiculously tanky right now. Already finished with his Spirit Visage, Randuin's, and already working on possibly a Frozen Heart or Iceborne Gauntlet. That's another item. True Shot Barrage going up, but it's not going to be a steal. Blue team actually picks up their second Baron, stretching the gold lead by about 9,000 gold. And that's not good. The further they are away at the current timestamp, the worse it's going to get. Blue team actually pinging bottom inhibitor is actually going to be a choice. It's actually going to be random to see if they decide to push mid or decide to push bot. Tizera actually going back right away. Can he make it before he gets there? Oh, he does not make it. It looks like he's probably going to go down. Actually, bonus flash. Oh, man, he gets shut down right away, too. That's not a good sign for red team. Oquanum actually going in, see if he can try to get him to the back line, but he can't get onto the back line. Shockwave goes off, pushes him away. Oquanum getting dangerous low. He gets taken out by Siegs. Siegs is godlike. Hallelujah doing his best. He cannot do anything. Chicken Flakes arrow going off. Chicken arrows going off is not gonna. Chicken Flakes arrow going off is not gonna hit anybody. That's a clean ace. 5-for-0 exchange straight away for blue team, and looks like it's going to be GG calls coming out, and it's gonna be the victory for blue team. We are probably going to move to game 3 of this round. It was a well played game by both sides. I'll see you guys next game.